Everyone, and welcome to today's video. This is a B1 level grammar lesson, and today we're going to talk about the past continuous. All right, so see if you can describe this picture. So what was this person doing yesterday? So you could say yesterday he was driving his car, or yesterday he was looking behind him. So the sentence structure for the past continuous is the subject plus was or were plus the ing form of the verb. So I was playing, you were reading, he was painting, she was watching, it was snowing, we were talking, they were sleeping. So last weekend, Chris and Jenny went to a restaurant at 5 o'clock. They left the restaurant at 7:30 p.m. So what were Jenny and Chris doing at 6 p.m. last weekend? Well, they were eating dinner at a restaurant. So they went to the restaurant at 5 p.m. They started eating at 6 p.m. and then they left the restaurant at 7:30. Okay, so what about these pictures? So we had Jenny and Chris were eating at 6 p.m. What were the children doing yesterday afternoon? Well, they were playing on the computer. What were Tony and Sonia doing this morning at 9 a.m.? They were cleaning the kitchen. So what were Luke and John doing at 5:30 p.m.? Well, they started playing computer games at 5 o'clock. They finished at 7 o'clock. So at 5:30, Luke and John were playing computer games. What was Sally doing at 4:30 p.m.? She went to the sports center at 3. She started playing tennis at 4. She finished playing tennis at 5. So at 4:30, Sally was playing tennis. And what was she doing at 6:15 p.m.? So she started to drive home at 6 and she arrived home at 7. So at 6:15 p.m., Sally was driving home. What was Alex doing at 1:15? So at 1 o'clock, he answered the phone. It was his mother. At 1:30, he said goodbye and hung up the phone. So at 1:15, Alex was talking to his mother on the phone. So what were these people doing yesterday? So Jared was cooking a healthy lunch. Julie was playing with her iPad. And Tim was drawing a picture. All right, so now you're going to practice the past continuous on your own. Here's an example. They give you the verb, and then you have to complete the sentence using the past continuous. So if the verb is take, the answer would be you were taking an exam yesterday afternoon. So go ahead and try the rest of these on your own, and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. So Greg was playing the guitar quietly in his bedroom. Sally and Jeff were talking on the phone. Mom was watching her favorite show on television. And I was surfing the internet for a school project. Oliver was fighting with his young brother. Grandma was baking chocolate biscuits. The wind was blowing through the trees, and at 6 a.m. the sun was rising over the hills. The stars were shining in the night sky. The waves were crashing onto the shore. The traffic was moving slowly along the highway. At 11 p.m., the children were sleeping in their beds. I was taking a shower at 7 a.m. this morning. Who was flying from Paris to New York? My sister was swimming in the pool, and the dog was jumping up and down on the bed. All right, this time you'll have to come up with your own verb, but again, use the past continuous. The first one is done for you. Jack and Heather were talking about the holiday. They enjoyed it very much. So again, try the rest of these on your own and then restart when you're ready to check your answers. And you might have different verbs. As long as your verb makes sense, I'll just give the verbs that I thought of, but there might be others that might be logical or might be good answers. So I was studying at 9 p.m. last night because I have an exam tomorrow. Peter was sitting in his chair. I was laughing because he told me a very funny joke. I couldn't play outside yesterday because it was raining. The phone was ringing, but no one answered it. She was going to visit Istanbul, but she canceled her trip. Allison was looking for her purse, but she couldn't find it anywhere. All right, now try to make some of your own sentences using the past continuous for each of these pictures. And then talk about what you were doing. So what were you doing at 7:20 a.m.? What were you doing at 7:45, at 10:10, 5:59, 19:35? Make some sentences about what you personally were doing at these times. And that brings us to the end of today's video. Please like, subscribe, share, leave a comment, and I will see you next time. Thanks for watching. Bye.